Well, it's, for me personally and statewide, and like I said earlier, we're injecting 30 million barrels a day in the ground in Texas. And the technology is there to recycle and repurpose this water. And, these older well bores, they can't stand the pressure. They were never drilled. The well designs were never the wells were never designed to handle this added pressure to them. And, when steel's 70, 80 years and you start adding pressure to it, of course they're going to fail and they're going to start flowing. So, the immediate need right now is, to get everybody off high center and start getting some of this water produced and making the data centers use recycled produced water. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want to water my tomato plants with it, but I don't
Mm.
think we're there yet. But
Yeah, yeah.
I think getting industry off of our groundwater and start putting this produced water to good use. And, of course, it has its pros and cons as well. But the biggest pro right now is, if we're recycling the water and we're not injecting it, we're not running the risk of polluting our groundwater and, re-entering one of these wells that were plugged, 50 years ago. It's not cheap. And
Right.
so, it's an added cost on the operator to have to go back and an added cost on if they have to go back into these wells and replug them. So the easiest thing, or I shouldn't say easy, but the simplest thing to do right now is let's get our injection under control and let's start doing something else with that fluid and try to alleviate some of these burden on some of these old wells in the ground.
All right.
Yeah, incidentally, there's a number of organizations and even the geologists are now recognizing that there may be a use for some of these old wells, either the orphaned or the zombie wells, for some other purpose, such as carbon dioxide storage or hydrogen storage or some other purpose. The problem is the integrity that remains in the old wellbore simply is not going to support that very well. There is a large target out there of wells that could be reused or refurbished at a cost, but that cost is probably considerably less than re-drilling a new wellbore to replace it. So, for example, if you have a wellbore that's of sufficient diameter and you want to go for a deeper horizon, you might well be able to use one of these zombie wells and repair it in such a way by either using some technique like cement squeezing or running a new string of casing inside the old one and then reuse that wellbore for some purpose. But it's going to take not only industry, but it's going to take a change in regulatory attitude before we're able to really make a dent in that number. It's far easier to plug one of these things and hope that it remains dead for the next 1,000 years and than it is to re-drill it or re-enter it. And it's going to take a change in attitude across the board before that's going to happen.
Gotcha.